Master Grade Epyon. Hey, what's up again everybody? Robert 184 Gundam.tk, and it's time for a much anticipated kit from Gundam Wing. Well, it's Endless Waltz in this case, but we have the Master Grade Gundam Epyon. This kit came out at the end of June 2011, and it sells for 4,800 yen. Fans around the world who grew up in 1995 watching Gundam Wing, one of the first to come overseas, probably recognize this old high-grade 1/100th Epyon, which came out when, of course, the show was airing. So the new one, the Master Grade, even though it's an EW and it's a little bit restylized, or quite a bit restylized actually, will serve as a replacement for this one, which is a little bit noteworthy because it's one of the few old Gundam models. They're not usually collectible because they're constantly getting reprinted, but this one was one of the ones that in between runs you could see that the prices would really spike, usually because fans overseas would be looking to get their hands on this kit. The box is similar in design to the other EW kits released so far, and here we've got a very nice front view, very good looking package here, because Katoki Hajime really does some good designs. Here we've got the rear shot. The best thing about this is that it's just got the black trim all around the wings, unlike the old ones where some people drew them in markers back in the day. Now this is a transforming Gundam, so they show both images on the front, but the action base, if you want to put it in its dragon mode or mobile armor form, is sold separately. Now here it talks about how it appeared in the anime, how it has been redesigned here, but you're going to have all sorts of details like the wings, very similar to the Master Grade Wing Gundam, they're going to spread, which is fantastic. Here you have details like the feet, which open up to turn into dragons' heads, which are going to have clear parts with green eyes there that you can paint. You can also have the heat rod, which can be extended there, or it can actually bend as a type of a weapon, as you can see there. And you're going to get a bunch of armaments, and by a bunch I mean two. Really, you're just going to have the beam sword and the actual heat rod. The figures that you're going to get are Miliardo Peacecraft in standing mode. He does have a seated one that fits in the cockpit, and you're going to have markings, which are designed by Katoki again. On to the other side, it's mostly just a fantastic picture. With pose like this kit is going to be worth every penny already. Just make sure you have an action base. Now here it talks about how it's from the TV series and how it has become its Endless Waltz version, which is sort of interesting because remember, in the Endless Waltz OVAs, that Epyon didn't appear, it was only the Tallgeese 3. So here it's going to talk about what is Endless Waltz, then it's going to talk about the story from both the anime the manga and the novel, which is being serialized right now in Gundam Ace. Here's the name, and yes, it's called Gundam Epyon Endless Waltz. Here they're advertising that there's a special booklet for Gundam Wing Frozen Teardrop, which is something that I'd rather not have printed permanently on the box, which takes me back to Master Grade Exia Repair. Inside, here's what you're gonna get. A-plates, decals, red piping, some gray parts, green effect parts, none of the whooshers like the old high grade, inner frame, more black and red, and at the bottom, yes, you're going to get a pamphlet and the instructions. Here's the color distribution, mostly gray with some navy type of blue, very bright red, and then the A-plate, which comes with white for the chest, and you're going to get two Miliardo Peacecrafts, seated and standing, very bright yellow, almost orange, and then gray parts. They really stand out for the legs and the chest, and clear parts for the feet. Those are the dragon eyes, remember, and the green jewel on the chest, and light piping for the head. Two big B plates, and of course those are going to make up most of the parts for the shoulders and wings. 1.5 C plates, and look at this, they're just putting on a little tiny thing like that to show off the plate name and save the planet. Here we're going to have what you need for the legs and feet, and over here you'll have the unique parts including the chest, the side ears, and the all-important V-fin. Two identical D plates, which are going to have the outsides of the wings and the small parts that make up the heat rod. Same color for the E-plate, and we're going to have the waist, head sections, chest, and all the other parts that you're going to need to complete the shield and weapons. I was checking if this is the same frame as the other EW kit, but it's not. This is custom made for the Epyon. You've got two identical G-plates, which are going to have everything that you need for the inner frame, except for the parts which come on the H-plate, again unique to the Epyon. For the inner skirts, chest, the back of the head, the front of the head, you're going to have a special adapter there for an Action Base 3, and you're going to get different manipulator sets that just plug in, so you're going to have to do some figure swapping similar to Master Grade Wing Gundam. You're going to get 10 ABS polycaps in here. These are called the I-plate, and you're going to get some regular polycaps with a few unique looking parts. The F plate is clear green, hopefully this works under black light, and it is custom made master grade 1/100th Gundam Epyon EW. Hopefully this means that when we do get a master grade DX, it'll also have its own custom beam blade. The most unique feature of the Epyon is similar to Transformers Shockwave. He has a connector to his weapon, and in this case you're actually going to get a really solid piece of wire. They totally didn't skimp out like they did with the old high grade, and you can actually see the copper inside. Here are the regular decals with the eyes and camera lenses, and you're also going to get clear parts for the chest and for the dragon eyes on the feet, which you can choose to put these on, I guess, underneath if you don't paint them. Some very nice looking dry decals. These are white and they look very Katoki-ish, and I think that's a very good thing, and it could really add some color to this purple and black monster. If you're a real pro though, you can go ahead and use these, and you're going to get even more things, including the name of the actual Gundam. Nice looking manual, very clean and Katoki-ish. Again, you've got the name of the manga and the novels there. And when you crack it open, you're going to see this very famous pamphlet, which had the EW, the previous incarnations of the kits that showed, or of the mobile suits that showed up in Endless Waltz. Epyon was of course not on there, which is why he's getting remade here. So here we've got Gundam Wing, talks about both versions, and you're going to have the decals here, how to put them on, and the actual table of contents. Fairly straightforward with a lot of duplicate plates, nothing too fancy here. Here's the order form, and when you get going you're going to have, it shows the part and then how to build it. So body, head, arms, and after you do the legs you're going to get some pictures. These are actually done CG, it looks like. Collision in space as he's fighting the Endless Waltz version of Wing Zero, and Death Scythe Hell. Talks again about the comics and the novels. Here's some more fantastic poses. This is why I wanted to buy this kit, just seeing images like this. I don't know how you could pass up. And after you build the wings, the waist, and the heat rod and shield, looks like you're going to do the transformation by popping out the manipulators, and then you're going to bring the claws forward, do something with the waist skirt, stretch out the whole waist section, plug that into the back, locks into place, and then bend the legs over like somebody in yoga could only dream of doing. And once you attach the heat rod and pretend that the feet are dragons, you should have a mobile armor. Here you're going to have a black and white page to put on all the decals. Would have been nice if that was done in color instead, although they do differentiate fairly easily. And on the back you're going to have a color guide if you want to go paint this, and you're going to need 6 colors if you want to do Milliardo, and 6 if you want to do that, and that's including the clear green. So really, not too colorful, but the overall effect, very positive. The pamphlet that's so important that it's permanently printed on the box is going to show basically, I don't know if you know this much about the novels and the manga, so I'm not going to spoil too much here. But you're going to have, well, some recognizable ones and some that are vaguely recognizable. And this is Frozen Teardrop, the novel, which is being serialized. And there is some fantastic art that's been going on in both of these series. So anytime you're looking for reimaginings in terms of art, I think they've done a great job, and that Gundam Wing is really growing on me. So the upper and lower books, there's 2 books that are out already in print, and here it just shows it all off. If you want to try to read that, I think you might enjoy it. Some very good art to go along with this in true light novel style. Why do Gundams always wear cloaks? I wonder about that. And then you're going to have some information on the people that designed it, from the character designers to the mecha designers to the actual designers, Katoki Hajime, and others. And then it's going to talk about the timeline, and then you're going to have all these different characters. Again, just some very clean-looking art of some classic old characters. And as you move through it, you're going to have, again, some very nice splash pages of the old EW versions before that, which I never used to really like because they didn't show up in any of the anime. But now that they're appearing in a manga, I've warmed up to them quite a bit. And basically, you've got one that's released 588 yen. There will be more, I'm assuming. Haven't read it yet, but if you're liking the good art, this may be a manga that you might enjoy. That'll wrap up my D-box of the Master Grade Epyon, and yeah, I didn't even bother posing this guy properly because he's about to be replaced by something that looks a lot better. So it's nice that you're getting at least some of this, but ultimately it's just promotional material, but the plates and the build itself from the manual, looking impressive, and that's a lot more important than stuff like that. So stay tuned everybody, once this gets built, you'll have the full review and you can find out just how much better it is. So let me know what you think of the video and the kit itself. How excited are you to be getting a Master Grade Epyon after this long wait? Let me know with a comment down below, please subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for lots more videos. Robert184, Gundam.tk. Cool. It's perfect grade Optimus Prime.